Seriously, I did, because it's very, very difficult to fit an official title, because the way that I work is pretty unorthodox, you know. I'm not a psychologist, and I am a trained therapist, but that isn't exactly what I do. It's in part, you know, what it is that I do. I'm an author. I wrote the book The Miracle Frequency, and that is available on Amazon, and I've got the last 2 copies on the table upstairs if anyone's interested. And that is about how I healed my own experience, which was multiple sclerosis. And we've managed to shift all of that rubbish out of my life now, and I'm in the very grateful and fortunate position whereby now I facilitate people to work some stuff out in their own lives and also teach lessons. That's the other large part of what it is that I do. So I was diagnosed with MS in '99 approximately it was, and it was pretty bad. I was blind, I was in a wheelchair, I had all of the different stuff that MS does for you, the tremors and the weak knees and the double vision and all of that stuff. And I started to train, I started to educate myself. So I became trained in various modalities, certified in things like naturopathy, quantum concepts, yoga, reflexology, Reikis. I've done a whole bunch of all of that stuff. And although it was really good and nothing is wasted, I used all of that stuff in what it is that I do. I went deeper and just then went into like the more metaphysical side of stuff, energy work, vibrational work, and that's when things really started to change drastically in terms of my personal health. So that's my history. What it is that I actually do on a day-to-day basis, I facilitate, which means people come in and we do one-to-one sessions. That's one thing that I do. The other thing that I do is this, so we do like presentations and workshops and that kind of thing. And I guess the third, I'm an author as well, written 1 book, that's 1 in the bag, next one's up next. But the most significant thing that I do is teach people how to do all of that. Yeah, so I basically teach lessons and workshops so that people can come in and we can kind of transform that wisdom, that gnosis, if you like, yeah? There's guidance for it so that there can be transformation and a result. So the purpose of Fusion7healing Mystery School, Mystery Mysterio, is not just to dish out information or dish out the gnosis, because you can do that on the internet, yeah? What it is we give out the wisdom and the gnosis, but the most important part of it is that there are templates and formulas that you can use, and also that you create as a student in the classroom, so that you can use them as you see fit for your personal or collective situation, whatever that may be. So, you clear with what it is that I do, yeah? Facilitate, teach, presentations and write, yeah? And so that's what it is that I do. Okay, so we're going to get interactive. I don't want to bore you to tears with all the blah blah. We're going to do some stuff together. It's going to be a bit of fun. But the first thing that I want to do is just run by you some of the benefits of Fusion7 healing in general, and also what it is that we use to do it, so you know how it is that this thing works, yeah? So the first thing that we look at is the benefits. So, vos me felici? How and where does it benefit me? Here's my little list. It will benefit us if we have a certain disease, multiple sclerosis, but many, many others also. If we have stress-based conditions, anxiety or depression, so I've forgotten the word for depression in Greek. Fears, addictions, exarthesis, it helps for all of that stuff. Relationship issues or the lack of relationships, depending which way round it might actually be for you. Finance and career concerns. Yeah, so έχουμε προβλήματα με το οικονομικό μας, με την καριέρα μας, με τη δουλειά μας, τα βλέπουμε και όλα αυτά. Psychic and spiritual issues. Now this one's really important because I deal with a lot of people who are facilitators and teachers in their own right, and they come to me to tweak certain challenges that they might be going through with their own students or their own clients. So we go all the way across the spectrum with this these days, yeah? But it might also be psychic and spiritual issues, perhaps something real simple so you get what I mean. If you have a problem, for example, with negative energy, you know, like some people, for example, come to the expo and they're like, oh my God, there's too much energy, da, 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 da. It shouldn't be that way. You should be totally and perfectly fine and cool with everything that's going on here. So that is an energy issue, that is a psychic issue, yeah, that might need to be addressed. And we also deal with things like past and future life trauma. So it could be past and future to do with this lifetime, or it could be other times and places, lifetimes. And a lot of people carry this stuff over into this lifetime, and it creates havoc in their lives when they don't even know about it. So in Fusion, we can locate the causative factors of all of this stuff and start to set the record straight. Start to put it right for you so that you feel better as a result. Yeah? So those are the benefits. What does it offer? So this is what we offer with Fusion7 Healing. Energy readings and diagnostics. So that means that we can read any aspect of your energy, whether it's your energy fields, your energy centers, perhaps the energy in your home, your office, or your land, or perhaps the energy of an item which might be causing you some strife in your life. I didn't mean that to rhyme, it just came out that way. And so we can look at all of that kind of stuff, yeah? So property clearings and readings, dimensional travel, what does that mean? That kind of means it could be regression or progression. I don't know the opposite of that in Greek. When we visit other times and places, so we can do that with our work. We can upgrade our DNA, αναβάθμιση των DNA μας, so that you look lovely and young, but not just that. It's also to deal with ancestral issues mainly, yeah? All the way back to astrogenetic issues. So it could be DNA stuff, but coming all the way out there from the multiverse somewhere. So we can go very deep with it if required. I know some of it sounds very deep, but this is what I'm stressing, that we can address anything from the most superficial to the very, very deep, okay? So we also do things like soul analysis, yeah? So if we've got problems, for example, with like soulmates, twin flames, all of that stuff, or perhaps, you know, where is it that your soul is at currently, and is it in alignment with what it is that I'm doing in my present lifetime, and is it in alignment with sacred alignment? So we look at it from all these different perspectives to heal and clear your soul and get it lined up to what it is that you should be doing. Should meaning your should, okay? Not somebody else's should, not my should, but your own personal unique should, yeah? Deep chakra and energy field clearing and cleansing. So we go into very great detail with that because it's to do with metaphysics, because fusion is all about the metaphysics predominantly. Life path correction, διόρθωση της πορείας της ζωής μου. Because perhaps you might want to be really adamant to do something, but in truth, that isn't what you, inverted commas again, should be doing. Okay? So where does the should come from? It's all to do with your soul, actually. So it is what you want to do, but you don't know it because you have lost your intuitive or instinctual connection. Or you have a good intuitive and instinctual connection. However, it might be sabotaged, thwarted, contaminated for whatever reason. So we can look at great detail as to why it is. You are adamant about something, but in fact your soul's going, oh, hang on, that's not quite actually what it is that I want to do. Yeah, so we look at all of that. Emotional release, of course, so όταν έχουμε συναισθηματικά προβλήματα νοητικά, ego issues, we can create freedom from all of that. But of course you have to be willing to look at the truth. And that in itself is something that may need to be looked at, because everybody wants to be better, but do they have the guts to look at the truth? And sometimes we don't, and that's okay, because it might mean that we might need to backtrack a little bit and work on bringing us into a more confident position to look at the truth, so then I can change up my stuff. Let's see. So we're like intuitive CSI, very, very specific with the data and how it is that we go about transforming it, so to speak. Yeah? And of course, health transformation. Yeah? So whatever your health issues may be. What I want to say with the health issues is that sometimes the healing is very direct, so you can come to sessions for something for your health or to classes, and it may have a direct and instantaneous effect on your health. The other part of it is that the healing may be, oh, it's not from the healing, but this is what you should do in order to get results for your health. So you will get the guidance to be navigated, to go in the right direction for your issues. Make sense? So we cover all of the areas. Then we've got the mystery school, of course. So I've just kind of described what we do. In the school, it's a system of Sophia, transformation and healing. So this is what you learn when you come to classes. Fusion is deep, okay? It's not superficial. It's not like, oh, you know, Reiki, put your hands here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's not that kind of a system, okay? It's not put your hands here or do this or do that or wave a crystal. This is deep metaphysical gnosis. You have to study. It's mystery school. So the reason why I've gone so far down this end is because unless you know yourself deeply, you cannot have radical and sustainable change. Are you with me? It will just be quick fixes. If you want quick fixes, then that's fine. But if you want to be a real alchemist of truth, then this is what Fusion offers. This is the way that we roll. Okay? So, what do you learn in the classes? You develop your intuition, which is the number one thing that you've got to do. Because we've all lost our, you know, the finesse and the knack of the intuition, and we need to set that straight. But we've got a very specific way of doing it. We don't connect to angels, we don't connect to saints, we don't connect to beings. We do not take energy from other people who have energized things for us. That's not the way we work in Fusion. It is very clinically clean, sort of like a surgeon, you know. The only place that we take energy from is from primary source, and that's it. Nowhere else. I'm not saying that in a reading that beings don't come through and angels don't come. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that we're not using that energy to create the transformation work. This is what we're saying. Are you clear with that so far? Yeah? Yeah. So we only take the energy from primary source, and it's predominantly light, sound, vibration, frequency, sacred geometry, quantum concepts, traditional Chinese medicine, which I've studied and completed,